There we go. Okay, Walter Cronkite. When did he retire?
Oh, now you're going back a ways. Not sure. I'm guessing late 80s, early 90s, maybe.
Yeah. Who took his place?
Dan Rather.
Yeah, okay. And tonight is all over.
What's the world coming to an end?
Yes, yes, you could say that. You know who's retiring tonight?
Oh, Steve Murphy's retired,
Yeah.
but the world will still go around.
Yeah, who's going to take his place?
Well, somebody said you were.
Oh, I was. Oh, yeah, yeah.
You better catch the next flight out of here, pal.
Yeah, yeah. I could really pronounce those long words very good. Yeah, yeah. That'd be really good.
I don't know who's taking his place. I haven't heard any names or any speculation about it.
What's your best memory of Steve Murphy?
Oh,
There's so many.
I don't know if there's any one that really stands out. I remember being on there steady during Hurricane Juan.
Yeah.
He was up, I don't know, must have been up pretty well through the night broadcasting that. I don't know, but he was on it.
Or the time of the election that was delayed.
Yeah.
Oh, was he ever mad? Oh.
He wasn't overly happy about that.
Oh, he was. He was livid.
No, other than the things like that, there was no really anything that really stood out in my mind.
The two cops and two civilians that were shot dead.
Yeah.
He spoke very well.
Oh yes, during the two police shootings here.
And Moncton.
Yeah.
I think tonight will be one of the most higher rated local show. Be like Bye Bye MASH. I think you're going to see a lot of tears tonight. You're going to watch it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Catherine got me to tape it to come on before we get home there.
Oh yeah. 7 o'clock.
Oh, right from live at 5 on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh my
I
God.
don't know how much was going to be him, but that's what I'm taping anyway.
That's right.
From
Okay.
5 to about 7:30.
It's 20 after 4, so I better go home and start watching. And just like Live at 5, I remember Dave Wright. And late 80s, mid 80s, he moved, he stopped, and he got a job in Boston. I never told you this, I just happened to move in Waltham for a year and a half. And there was Dave Wright on TV talking about Boston issues. And it was pretty different. It was weird to see this man that you listen to about the Maritimes and then talking about Boston. It was weird.
Dave Wright was with CTV when I was in Barber school in Moncton, 1980, 81. And that spring we had the New Brunswick hairstyling competition
Oh yeah.
at the school there. And it drew barbers from all over the place. And the night of that competition, I believe it was a Friday afternoon, Dave Wright was there to broadcast from there. Do live at 5 from there. Yeah. And I was in the gymnasium there at the school, and I was sitting right up behind him, and his hairstylist was there,
Oh yeah.
and he cut Dave's hair right on TV. Yeah. And then I got home in time to watch it.
Yeah. Now one thing I like about Steve Murphy is if you watch Steve somewhere and just lay back and watch all people surround him, because he's been in their living room for 20, 30 years, and they feel like he's part of the family. And him, he's always right, open-minded. I mean, anyone at that caliber that sits down with me for a video, man, that speaks wonders. Huh?
Yeah, Dave, or Steve Murphy, as you probably know, started out with CFBC Radio in St. John.
Yep.
And there happened to be another fellow working with CFBC at the time, who you know well and I know well.
Tom Young?
Bob Lockhart.
Bob Lockhart. Yeah.
Bob was in yesterday for a haircut.
That was
And
former mayor. Former mayor.
He spoke very, very highly of Steve Murphy.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Oh, in particular, I don't know, but he was there when they hired him.
Yeah.
And I got talking to him about that, the lockup fire in St. John.
Yeah.
That was Steve's big story. That broke his career. It broke him in his career because Steve was only 17 or so when that happened.
I was hitchhiking a few years ago, and the guy that was convicted to set the fire picked me up. And it was one of the first videos that I did that he was explaining to me in 7-8 minutes how that all started.
I read Steve Murphy's autobiography here a few years back, and he wrote about that.
Did he?
That lockup fire in St. John. Yeah. It was the first big story in his career. I don't even think he had a driver's license at that time. But he walked from the studio down to the lockup or something. I forget how it went out.
He's not a show-off. He's not.
No.
We're going to miss him.
It's like I told Bob yesterday. If you want on TV with Steve Murphy to interview you, you wanted to be prepared because he didn't hold back. He wanted to know he had you.
Like Steve Murphy told me, like I said, they interviewed Steve Murphy, or Steve Murphy interviewed the person. Steve Murphy could see that individual, but the other individual can't see Steve Murphy. All he has is the earplugs or whatever, and then he listens, and he says, even Steve Murphy agrees. He said, that's a lot of challenge there. You know.
No, it didn't matter whether you were a politician or the head of some organization or, out and out civilian of some kind. If you were going to be interviewed by Steve Murphy, you had to be ready.
Or you remember, what's his name? Dion? Stefan Dion? The tricky question.
Oh, he was in federal politics.
Yeah, remember the tricky question? Yeah, I think they think Steve Murphy made him lose the election. He couldn't answer. Or Duffy, what's his first name?
Mike Duffy.
Oh, those two. I mean, I really enjoyed having Duffy and Steve Murphy. I always watched that politics.
Oh yeah.
And he would say hi to mom.
A wink for mom.
But the last 10 shows, I seen him condemning, praising Stephen Harper. Mm-hmm. And the way there was something that wasn't right. And next thing you know, voila, Senator Duffy. I think that's the worst move he ever made. Oh, there was a lot. I liked it. I liked the one interview was that woman, the young girl, that her parents were killed by a drunk driver. And she spoke with Steve Murphy. And that interview had tears in my eyes. She spoke up against drunk driving. Now,
yeah. Steve was always there on election night. He was right there. Yeah.
What they're going to do with him now? They're going to appoint him in the Senate? I wouldn't mind they appoint him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they appoint, but he couldn't listen to all that bullshit.
There was one thing I remember about Steve Murphy, and that was election night, the year that Frank McKenna won every seat in the House.
I'm not going to